So hello everyone, my name is Adela and today with me is my special guest, Claire. Thank you, Claire, for coming.
Hi, thanks Adele for having me.
You're most welcome. And I hope that our dialogue today will be an inspiration for people that have 29 or 30 in their chart. And please let us know if you have them and how they felt for you. So this series is about life lessons learned through different activations of gates or gene keys. And today, Claire will share with you about how the 29 felt in her life. So please do share.
Yeah,
how
so the
how
29,
did it feel for you? I know you have it in your profile, so take the stage,
yeah,
please.
it's my evolution key. And it's on the breakthrough, which is on the breakthrough line, and it's very, very much a breakthrough key for me as well. So it's the shadow of half-heartedness and the gift of commitment and the siddhi of devotion. And I first started diving into the gene keys to do the golden path about 2 years ago, and I was very half-hearted actually. And it was when I hit this key in the golden path that I put the book down, because I didn't like it, because it was truth, and it was the word commitment, and the word commitment terrified me. And I didn't know that. I didn't recognize that at the time, because I was in the shadow. I was in the shadow of half-heartedness. And for me, that looks like inadequacy in some ways. It's my own insecurities that make me self-sabotage, that hold me back from doing the amazing things that I want to do. It's like there's something in me that when I'm in that shadow feels like that's something that other people do, and I can't do that, and I'll easily kind of talk myself down. And I was always in that place. And so yeah, I actually stopped the gene keys golden path when I hit the word commitment. And so that in itself, you know how the gene keys works, and it does present to you this beautiful mirror of how you're behaving and what you're doing, and all at the right time when it's ready, because obviously we're working in this quantum field, so we're attracting exactly what we need at exactly the right time. And so I stopped, and but what it did do instantly is it unlocked the word commitment, and it made me look at the word, and it made me think about, well, what does this mean?
Absolutely.
And so then I did pick the book up, and it was the first key that I'd really come across this stumbling block of, I don't like this. This is really uncomfortable for me, and I don't
It
like
gets
it.
personal.
So personal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so personal, because nobody wants to admit that they're half-hearted about things. Like, I would say, yeah, I'm beyond committed, I'm devotional. Like, I have to some extent lived a life of service, and that is how I see myself. I have a dharmic path, and I have a purpose, and I'm on that purpose, and I'm on that path. However, in all honesty, up until I came across this particular gene key, I wasn't fully committed to that path and to myself, to my own path. And I think that was the most painful part about the process, and why I picked the book back up and why I carried on. Because if I'm half-hearted, which I don't want to admit that, but I was, who was I half-hearted to? It was only myself.
Yeah.
How was I opening my heart fully to myself and devoting to
Especially
life?
especially because you mentioned you have line one in the evolution. We
Yeah,
did talk a bit about it before. So yeah, line one just
yeah,
has that connection with the true self, and I guess you really felt it.
yeah. Yeah, and it's that recognition of the self-awareness, isn't it? And bringing it into consciousness and bringing it into reality. So now I can face it, and now I can walk through it. And actually now I can learn about the gift, and better than that, now I can devote myself to the extent that this key has taught me the gift of presence, absolutely. And I took from a teacher a little while ago who said to me, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Absolutely.
And I mean, that's true, isn't it? If I was feeling non-committal or not wanting to dive in fully because of X, Y, and Z to one thing, then that essentially is how I'm approaching life. And that was such a massive, massive wake-up call to me, particularly when I wanted to proclaim myself as devotional. Well, you've really got to strip the layers off, haven't you? And really look at yourself and ask yourself, is that true? And,
you want to
how
be on a
present and
spiritual
devoted
path?
are you?
There it is. Go on a spiritual path. Fully.
Yeah, exactly. Go fully. Yeah. And that is what it really taught me. And also go fully regardless, because I believe that being human, it is risky. It's risky just being here on this planet. And so I kind of feel like now my perspective has changed so much from this shadow to this siddhi, that the breakthroughs that I've had in the last 2 years on the golden path, now I'm going into the Venus sequence, and I would not have been able to, well, I wouldn't have been able to do any of it had I not got past this shadow and into the gift of commitment. So what the gift of commitment has shown me is that I'm committing firstly to me. That's firstly, I'm committing to showing up for me firstly. And that was the most important thing, because if I can show up fully to my day, however I'm feeling, without denying how I'm feeling or suppressing how I'm feeling, but just showing up and being committed to just showing up, that was just the first step and the real breakthrough to then becoming fully present with what I'm doing in my day and every aspect of what I'm doing. Because what I find now is that when I'm fully present, observing that is the most beautiful thing, because I'm in a place of stillness, I'm in a place of flow. So things are coming in because I'm on the right path, you know. I'm manifesting the reality that I want because I'm in that flow, because I'm present, and because I'm committed to being present. And then we hit the siddhi, don't we? Then we hit the siddhi of, okay, I love this day so much, I'm devoting to this day. And then there's no attachment to outcome either. It's like the outcome, when I'm in half-heartedness, when I'm in the shadow of the half-heartedness and inadequacy, I want verification, I want answers, I want to be, I'm reaching outside of myself for that verification when I'm in that shadow space. But when I observe that, love my way through it, and come into the siddhi space of devotion, now there's no outcome necessary. I just love you. I don't care what you do for me or what you don't do for me. I just love you right now, and I'm devoting myself to this day, whatever it brings. And it's such a difference in perspective. My entire life changed. Entire life has changed in the last 2 years. And as a result, actually, of the Gene Keys, absolutely. And this key, this evolution key, is massive part of it for me. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing. While you were speaking, I was nodding because, you know, stuff integrate in my body. I was like, yeah. What I first wanted to say, and I think you pointed out so nicely, it's especially for a generator, as you are a manifesting generator, especially for those who have that sacral center, that yes feels so
Yes.
total, like it unlocks that creative force. And as you say, you just feel in love with life and inspired. And I literally could feel it when you were talking. I was like, yeah, it feels good. So I think it's also about using your creative power and connecting with that force of just saying yes to life in not a dumb way, but in a very connected way, because 29 knows what to say yes to and no to, and it's a very interesting key. And what I wanted to share here, something related to what you said in the beginning, I found very interesting, when you talked about the word. I think what maybe happened to you and maybe to other people too, gene keys have this amazing role as, I don't know, switch words. And maybe some of you that work with words know that there are some words that just shift your attention or shift your energy level or something. So I think that's what happened to you. It happened to me. Mine was the life work, but it was like, no, I'm not doing this. And then it was just a word that triggered me totally. And yeah, very, very interesting. So that's also an approach of working with the gene keys. Some of my clients don't know where to start, and I tell them, but let yourself be guided. Maybe it's the SQ, maybe it's the attraction. And when you read it, it's like, ooh, ooh, this burns.
Yeah.
And I don't have 29, and I don't have 30, and I don't have 46, but I do have 59. So for me, the ring, as it's on the ring of union, for me, I felt all these transits very, very interestingly, and saw them through my partner, because he has the rest of the ring. He has 4, 7, and 29. For me, it was like I just stayed and watched the transit and watched how it shows stories. So what I learned from 29 through him and through you and through this transit, I think 29 just shows us how easy life can be lived if you just recognize the right energy in yourself. Like if you just see, yes, I do have the energy for that, and it's the right type of energy, and I would love to commit to this and to devote to this, then life becomes so simple, and yeah, you just enjoy it. When from the beginning there's a, yeah, would you like to do it? Yeah, but it's a soft, it's a yeah, like yeah. It might be a sign, maybe it's not simple.
Absolutely. And that's a really, really important thing as well, is that inner knowing and that trusting the intuition on knowing whether it's a yes or whether it's a yes. Because when you're going into the yes, then you're not going in. So there's no point going in anyway. What are you doing it for? If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. You know, it is as simple as that. And I've learned that through this process as well, that I had made many, many, many half-hearted commitments that what were they going to achieve, really, you know? Whereas when you've got your full driving force behind something because you bloody love it and nothing's going to hold you back, then you're winning, aren't you? You're calling in the circumstances, you're calling in the people, you're calling in the resources, and it's there, it's done, and you know it's done. And that inner knowing on this journey, that's what it's about, isn't it, as well, is that knowing it's your path, this is your path. And so
absolutely.
trusting deeply that inner voice is when you know it's a yes,
it's just yes. Yeah, exactly. And what I find useful, like how we can help you, people having 29, us that don't have it or maybe want to make life easier for you, I think it's nice when we ask you again about something, because 29 might say yes fast to stuff. It's like, and then the next day or half of the day after they are not into. So if us as people who like you and love you and know you as friends or partners, if we see 29 in our partner chart, just ask again, because it's a gate in the sacral, and sacral is quite a spontaneous type of answer, of response.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not the right energy today, but maybe tomorrow the yes will be clear, or the yes will be an yes.
Yeah.
So I think this is one of the ways in which we can help you better connect with that energy. Ask again, like ask tomorrow, would you feel okay with climbing a mountain? Today, but maybe tomorrow it's, yeah, today I really want to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's not a permanent yes or a permanent no. That might be just a transition between.
Absolutely. And this is the beautiful thing about all of it, is exactly that. The whole thing is dynamic, and the whole thing is exactly that. Well, I'm a free soul. In my freedom, then yeah, yesterday I might feel that way, and tomorrow I might feel this way, and that's totally okay. And that everything on the spectrum and every color out here is okay and completely valid. And we're able to be in this state of flux and change, and actually so we should. It's a sign of our evolution and our growth, isn't it, that we're able to change?
Absolutely. And it's not necessarily an emotional gate, but it's related to the heart, because it's a Leo energy. It's like opening the heart. So it's not saying yes from, yeah, I will do it because I promised you I will do it, like a will gate. It's yes because I like that, and I have energy, and I love it, and I'll do it. So it's a different yes. We have many yeses in charts, but this one is of the heart. So yeah. Thank you very much, Claire, for sharing with me, and I hope it was useful for all of you. Is it something you wanted to conclude with, or?
I think just to say that trusting and being in the shadow is just as okay as being in the city. We're not going to be in the city all the time. We're not going to sit on a cloud and have a full understanding and sudden enlightenment, but being in all of these states, it's okay to be in all of these states. But I really love what Richard says about just give 10% to the shadow and give the rest to the gift in the city, and because that's what we're aiming for. So yeah, it's all is accepted and all is well.
Yeah, sponsor the shadow with some energies, like, come on, have a bit.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bless you, Adele. Thank you.
Thank you, and hope it was useful for 29ers.
I hope so too. Lots of love on your Gene Keys journeys.
Bye.